is a production of the Must See TV Broadcast Network, like ShareJoin, and follow us for all the latest updates. Like what you see, then throw those stars and show your support. And don't be shy, subscribe to the Caveman. He won't bite, and if you're watching us right now on YouTube, then you already know what to do. Smash that like and subscribe button. Even one view can prevent one puppy from being shaven. A big fist pump goes to Donna, AI, and Music Mint for the incredible music that is in this episode. All rights belong to Christopher Michael Egerhos, a.k.a. the Caveman. So if he's ready, and if you're ready, then let's kick this show off. Growl, growl.
Lights up on the screen, it's time to see 5 days a week, we're where you wanna be. Exclusive shows and reels, we got the vibe. Tune into the network, hop on Facebook Live. Riding with the stars in our unique groove. Laughter twists and turns within every move. Must see TV's the place to catch it all. Epic moments, big and small, give us a call. Oh, you know it's must see TV come alive. Every day we light the way on Facebook Live. Catch the magic, hear the roar, feel the beat. Must see TV, the place where worlds meet. Jump right in, the fun's about to start. Bringing shows and stories straight to your heart. With every post and every share, we're free. Gotta get that fix of must-see TV. Round and round, don't let this moment fade. Together on this ride, the best we've ever made. Get the popcorn ready, it's your time to shine. Must-see TV will keep you feeling fine. Oh, you know it's must-see TV come alive. Every day we light the way on Facebook Live. Catch the magic, hear the roar, feel the beat. Must-see TV, the place where worlds meet. Oh, you know it's must-see TV come alive. Every day we light the way on Facebook Live. Catch the magic, hear the roar, feel the beat. Must-see TV, the place where worlds meet. One by one we take the dive into the shows that kept us alive. Remote in hand, the screen's our guide. The drama, the laughs, the twisty plots, the shows you love, the ones you forgot. Encore, hit play again. Story start and never end. One more look, one more time. We'll rewind, rewind, rewind.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new episode of ENCORE. Ooh, Side B, episode 2 of Side B. Roland's in the house. How's it going, Roland?
It's going wonderful
And
today.
your beautiful wife is here.
Yes,
Hello,
she is.
wife of Roland. All right, so we have like a live audience now. This is kind of cool. This is kind of cool. But we have to introduce our co-host. He is a man, not a woman. Yeah, the one, the only, Tyson Brighton, a.k.a. my son. How's it going, son?
Good. How are you tonight?
Good.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Everybody's good?
Yeah.
Good.
Very good.
Wait, Roland,
Awesome.
can we raise his, I don't know what happened there, but his volume got. Yeah. So, we have 2 episodes for you today. 2 shows. We have White Lotus and The Warrior, or The White Lotus. I know a lot of people think it's White Lotus, but it's The White Lotus. So where do you want to start first?
Okay. Let's start with the Warrior.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm glad. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Before we start this, again, we're taking a look at season 1 of The White Lotus and season 1 of Warrior. Before we begin, I have some things to say. I cannot endorse these historical shenanigans that the show plays with. I had fun, and we will have fun, but through the course of talking about this and doing the deep dive, I am going to explain what I would have done different. I'm not only going to break this show down, I am going to tell you, the viewer, how I would have done things just a little bit different. This is based on a Bruce Lee story, for one. And that's all I'm going to say. So, son, let's do it.
Okay, so that's funny that you mentioned that because the main character, I guess he's the warrior. I mean, the white undershirt, and he kind of resembles Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I mean, that was my first thought when I seen this guy. Is like, this is very, which I was interested in right off the bat because I used to watch all those Bruce Lee movies. I haven't watched them in a long time, but they were so good. Even the ones that were dubbed. I mean, when you think back to those old movies, like, of course there's Enter the Dragon, but that was kind of the big Warner Brothers big budget film, right? But even the early ones, and Return of the Dragon that had Chuck Norris in it, and Big Boss, and I think I'm forgetting a couple, but I mean, that's kind of, I love those movies.
Yeah.
So this to me was kind of going back in time, because remember when the Bruce Lee story came out that starred Jason Lee as Bruce Lee, and that's
Hollywoodland. Hollywood.
But that's when I went back and watched the Bruce Lee movies, because I mean, I didn't really dig the Green Hornet. I mean, that wasn't really a show that I liked because it wasn't all Bruce Lee, and I wish it had been. But I mean, his fight scenes were great.
Yes.
Right. But anyways, getting to the show. So more or less, I mean, the premise of this show is, I mean, it's San Francisco, Chinatown. It doesn't really say what era, but you know, it's back in the day. This isn't modern times.
And to be fair, this is completely fictional. This is.
Oh,
I just want to let everyone know this never happened.
No, and I don't think there is. I don't think they made you believe that it wasn't fiction. I don't think. Did you? You didn't think that, did you?
Well, so here's the thing. I don't like. There is historical license, absolutely. I mean, with the Johnny Cash movie, the Elvis movie, absolutely. But I think the reality of what they were trying to do would have been more interesting. So if you just had a show called Triad and set it in, let's say, Chinatown in the 1995s or 2000s, and exploring the world of the hidden Yakuza, I think it would have been more interesting than what we got. Because what we got was not only insulting to a lot of Asian people, it's just insulting across the board. Right? It's like 300, right? 300 actually happened. But the Zack Snyder movie just went above beyond, like...
It's Hollywood, though. So, you got to... For me, I just take it for what it is. I don't dig too deep into it, whether this is fiction or nonfiction or it's insulting anybody. I mean, everything insults people nowadays.
The title was called The Onion. The chop. Do you know
the what?
The dicey. No, the what is the Roland? What is the notes? What was
the first episode was called The Onion.
Yeah, The Onion.
That was the first. That was the name of this episode.
Yeah.
Because The Onion.
Yeah.
See, what I have is exactly the wrong time to get proud. Is the name of this first episode?
The first episode was of season 1.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Well.
So if you have something completely different, I guess we can't talk about this episode.
Well, we don't. I mean, I watched the same thing you watched, so hopefully I watched the right episode.
So yeah, we opened the episode with the guy getting off the boat, right?
Okay. Maybe I've watched the wrong episode then. I don't have that. I'm wondering if I watched the wrong episode.
Oh.
That's very likely.
Oh. I guess I could take it from here. Yeah.
Okay.
So we opened the episode with our main character, getting off a boat, right? And the first thing is what's completely wrong. It's just the verbiage here in this first scene. But here's the thing, okay? Even an accurate telling of a story, you have to be somewhat accurate. This goes so beyond not possible and not true. Like most movies and most shows, right? It's somewhere between 60% creative license, and that's okay. But with this show, this first episode, it's 90% creative license, and that's not entertaining at all. So he gets off the boat. This guy's a Bruce Lee, this character, and these two people welcome him ashore with not too flattering words. They threaten him, and they have another person. They threaten another person, and then we go into just like a silent moment. It's a badass fight scene, and actually, that scene I really liked. Right, where he was kicking everybody's ass, right? And then we switch to a scene where he's getting introduced to the lead Tong, which, if you didn't know, it was there's certain factions in Japan and China. There's triads, there's Tongs, there's all this kind of stuff, right? But the main Tong he gets introduced to is African American. He's half African American, half Asian.
Right. And this is the main character, right?
Right. This is like the main Tong.
Okay. So I think because I watched this on another format, I'm thinking that I may have watched season 3.
Okay.
And that's why I'm out of the loop. So now I have to watch episode 1 and episode 2.
Yeah. So he gets introduced to him. First of all, since it's set in the 1980s or the 1890s or it's set somewhere after the Revolutionary War. Like, it's very loose. Very loose. One, why isn't he a slave? Two, and this is reality, Asian cultures back then, especially now, they're more racist. They would not allow someone, an Asian woman, to sleep with an African American man. Okay? This is so insulting to a lot of different things. Okay? And then he's he's buying the guy, so he bought the guy. So he's like, okay, you'll be trained tomorrow. And this Tong wanted him to bow. So he goes off, and he's talking to the guy. He's saying, did I come off from a fucking boat? And once he starts swearing. Okay. Again, Asian gangs don't swear. They have never swore. And that's what just drives me insane. Because the creative license that we have here is so beyond the coolness of what Asian triads are actually about. Okay, so, I'm not glorifying Asian gangs. That's not what I'm doing at all.
Right.
Right?
Can I interject on that for a second?
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you. I think a lot of, and it happened on the other show, there's things in these shows that I think it's for shock value now, and language that wasn't spoken probably back then. And
no, it's not like, fuck, that wasn't, that verbiage.
I mean, that takes out the realistic quality of it, right?
Right. It's if a Tong or a triad would talk that to another Asian that's coming into the gang, that Tong or triad leader would be killed. That's an executable offense. So he goes and he's like, basically, when you're in my presence, you bow. You are a fucking onion. Okay. First of all,
so that's where that title comes from.
Second of all, first of all, that word back then and even today is the N-word for a lot of Asian people. That is so beyond insulting, and that's what drives me absolutely insane, because this is so far from reality. The reality would be more cool than what happened here. It's what it is. I mean, the fighting, the wars happened in the background. That's why a lot of cop dramas, when they go into Chinatowns, they don't talk. They have that, even Asian people, they just don't say anything. Because all the stuff is in the background. It's fought in shadows. You have people not like stabbing each other in the street. Because that's North American gangs. And they're not all about that. And that's what just drives me crazy. I want to see the real thing. Don't give me this, what you think people want to see. Because I'll tell you, what would have been good, what would have been awesome, is a deep dive into the triad and what makes them more mysterious and how they are so good and how they're able to get away with all this. That would be more interesting than what we got. All right, so we go. Okay, we go into the next scene. All right? And we were introduced with, like, the British governor. okay, the British governor is having his wife there. We're introduced this character in a major way. He's the mayor. Okay, he's the mayor of the story. Okay, and we got some dialogue here. It's nothing great, but it's just introduction. Okay, then we go to the next day. The Tong's son has met this guy, and he gave him a room and border and stuff like that, and fucked with him a little bit, and he showed him around, and then they go to a brothel. And this guy, it turns out this guy doesn't want to be a part of a Tong. He wants to be a part of this organization because he's finding this girl that came over here a long time ago, which is so very wrong. It's historically improbable. And that's the thing. That's when my brain just left the building. Okay?
Right.
So stuff happened. He's in a bed with a woman. He kills her. The maiden says, "What the hell are you doing?" Basically, "Oh, I want to be your ally." Or, you know, stuff goes on here. Bullshit. It doesn't matter. And then we go to the mayor. I'm just going to shorthand all this. Because this is so... Okay. Like, I was like you in Prophecy.
Dude.
I'm like you in Prophecy.
Yes.
So, we get some dialogue here. The mayor is under pressure. And Irish cops are in the...
Yes.
And he's in the room talking with the Irish cop. Like they're buddy. Okay.
Well.
All right. Okay.
So,
okay. Wait. Hold on. Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. I don't know if you know this, but even to this day, Irish and English tensions are not so great. Okay? Back in those days, you couldn't get both of them alone together. One would beat the fuck out of the British person. You can have them in the same room. Scottish, Irish, absolutely no way. They were being oppressed by the British monarchy. And that's not an opinion. That's just a fact. The British banned the kilt. For no reason, because it pissed the Scottish off. For no reason.
Yeah, but in the United States?
Yeah, they hated colonialism. They thought they didn't fight. Some Irish immigrants fought in the Revolutionary War, not because of the United States, but because they hated the British. That's all it was. That's all it was. So it's historically inaccurate, but the reality is more fucking interesting. You could have played around with this. You could have played around with this so much more and gave these characters so much depth. So then these Irish cops have to get a squad in Chinatown. Which, by the way, I don't know if everyone knows this. In the 1970s and 1980s, Chinatown didn't exist for a lot of these rural areas. And if they did, they would have been just as oppressed as they oppressed African American in slavery. That's just a little fact. So they go into San Diego's department. Okay, the cop's like, okay, I'm bringing 4 cops over, and one cop, he stands up, he raises his hand, and this cop is from somewhere in the deep south, and he stands up, and he's like, basically, and the Irish guy's like, I like your moxie, kid, you're in. That is so fucking inaccurate. Like, the South was so intolerant of other cultures. That's just a fucking fact. And my brain just fucking exploded. It just went boop.
Okay, so I'm doing a little bit of a backstory on this because I made the mistake of watching the wrong episode. Okay, so and from what you're saying, okay, so it actually states that this episode is called The Itchy Onion.
Yeah, The Itchy Onion, yeah. So
it's a reference to a derogatory term used for the Chinese.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have one Chinese talk that to another Chinese.
So it's a slang term coined and often spoken by Cantonese speakers in reference to Chinese immigrants.
Yes,
so
but
I kind of understand what they're going with and what you're explaining. Because just by the name and what the term of what this episode is.
That's a slang term. Yes, a lot of Cantonese did talk like that, but not in a triad or a Tongan, a Tao society. In a structure like that, you would have been killed automatically.
Okay.
Because
so let's put it this way. The word onion. Okay, and in their language, it simply means dumbass.
Yeah, no. So we have a lot of English translation, rough translations.
And,
that absolutely is one, but that translation is wrong. Like, that doesn't mean dumbass. That's like me saying malaka in Greek means jerk. Well, not really. The rough translation translates to jerk. But to us, it means it's asshole. So you can look up any English translation you want, and it will be 100% wrong. Like, I've tried this, learning the Asian language. Like, my friend's Cantonese, and I learned a little bit of Cantonese through different sites, and he taught me the correct pronunciation about all this. So, yes, onion means dumbass. That's the rough English translation, but the real translation...
It's probably not within the right context.
Yes.
Right? Is what you're
yes.
Trying to get across right
here.
Is that it's not in the right context. So
right.
I mean, I'm trying to interject a little bit because but anyway, sorry, I did cut you off, but I mean, I'm just trying to get a little bit of a backstory on this. Because the Itchy Onion's kind of it's kind of a funny title. So
yeah, it is. It's
kind of trying to understand what that means exactly. So
right, it's not like Tarantino where Django Unchained, right? It's not like he really said, okay, this is what it was really like, right? And I'm not a historian by any stretch of the imagination. All I'm saying is the reality is more interesting than what we got presented with the first episode. So we get this weird IRA type of community, and there's like Irish, there's British, there's all this kind of stuff, which is totally inaccurate. At that time, the Irish Republican Army wasn't even formed until after the Revolutionary War. And then I just totally... I'm like, what even is this weird amalgamation? This is not how you should kick off a story. Just throwing everything out of the window.
Right.
Right? So that's the rough summary of what the show is about. So we have this guy who's now infiltrated Chinatown. He's trying to find, presumably, a girl, probably his sister, his wife. We find this out probably later, and we have these cops trying to monitor this Chinatown, trying to fix it. So I'm not going to give it a score since you haven't watched it. What we will do is next episode, we will give this a score. We will summarize it, talk to it a little bit, and then we will discuss. Does that sound good?
You know me that. Yes, it does, and I appreciate that because you know me, I feel bad if something like this happens where I mess up because you know I wouldn't do that intentionally. No. And I enjoyed the first episode of season 3, but the funny thing was, it wasn't that it didn't make sense.
Yeah,
and that's so I missed 2 seasons and I go right to season 3 and I watched the opening thing and I'm like, oh, this seems like it's the kickoff to the show,
right.
They did a good job that way, but I do feel bad about that, so thank you for understanding.
And the reason why I didn't truly broke it down every bit by bit, because it's not fair to Tyson, because he didn't watch the full episode, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna give it an episode, but what I will say is, the first episode I watched, I cannot endorse this level of shenanigans. It's fine for creative license, right?
Which disappoints me, knowing going into it, having to watch it now, with that, how you felt about it and hearing what you have to say about it. That makes me a little biased, but I mean,
the reality though would be more interesting. You know what I mean? The reality, just set it in the 1995, 1996, and go from there. There's no reason to do this. There's no reason to have this extent of creative license. Like over 95% of the didn't happen, never happened, and if it did happen, it would be historically impossible if it did. So who are you trying to bring? Asian people? Asian people aren't going to like this whatsoever. They think you're insulting them. And that's exactly what happened in the first episode. There was just a big fuck you to Asian people everywhere. And I think that's a fucking shame, because the reality of the triads and the Chinese mafia is so much more cooler and so much more interesting. This dichotomy where we see the triads being something totally different than what people would be expecting would be so much more interesting. That's what I'm trying to say. So anyway, we want to know what you thought of episode 1 down below, and now we move to episode 1 of The White Lotus, which is called...
Well, hopefully I got this correct. Same spirits, new forms.
Nope.
No.
Oh, no. Seriously?
Yeah.
How many seasons of this show are there?
3.
So I probably watch. You know what? The format I watch it on, I bet you they stack it with season 1 at the bottom and season 3 at the top.
So actually, I have a backup plan. Roland?
Okay.
You have watched this episode, right? Correct?
Yes, I have.
So let's just, you and me, break it down.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to do that?
It's been a while because I've seen all 3 seasons.
Yeah. So let's start with scene 1, right? So we have. I know Tyson is killing himself right now.
You're caught in the headlights here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is going to be a really short episode, right?
Oh my god.
So Tyson, the first episode is actually called Arrivals.
Arrivals, yeah.
It's called what, sorry?
Arrivals.
Okay.
It's not that big deal. It's not like that complex of an episode. Me and Roland can handle it.
Okay.
I'll just say yes.
Yes, absolutely. No. I would never say no. No, absolutely, yes. Please go for it.
Please help him.
Please
help him.
save me. Please help me.
So we have
Yes.
the first scene, right? And this is just, I mean, this is going to be really quick because there's not much to break down here, right?
No.
So we're introduced to this couple in the airport and this guy, right? And they're introducing themselves, and the guy's like not really that interested, right? So we have some dialogue here of, what hotel are you staying? Oh, I'm actually staying at the White Lotus. Oh, we heard things about that. Didn't someone get killed there? And then he's like, well, there's a dead body being loaded on the plane right now, right?
Right.
So it's really, really great. This guy's not actually, he doesn't want to talk, right? And he's like, well, I'm actually, it's like my wedding honeymoon. Oh, where's your wife? He goes, just leave me the fuck alone. Which hooked me right away, right? And then we go to the White Lotus, right? We have an awesome transition with music. It's great. The editing in this first episode, it's just, I can't see, but it's great, right? We have an interlude here, and it's great because we see the first character we see. It's this maitre d', not maitre d', but the hostess, right?
But also inform that it goes back 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
Or a week before.
Yeah. Yeah. But this male hostess is who's he played by? He's played some Australian actor, which is quite good. I like him. So he's getting everything, like he's the guy that is introduced just to make everything for people okay. So if you have a problem, he fixes it, right? And there's like, I like the economy. I like the bright colors here, right? It's white, it's warm. You got like reds, you got blues. It's like a surreal atmosphere, right? It really is. You know what it reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me Paradise Island.
Oh, yes.
You know the old movie?
Yes.
Yeah, it reminds me sort of like that, where it's just this paradise, right? And from there, we get introduced to all the guests of the episode, of the season, right?
That's right.
We get introduced to the CFO, her son that's trying to, that's sleeping in the kitchen. We're getting introduced to her daughter, her friend, and her daughter actually is saying, her mother's like, couldn't you get him a room with your friend? Oh, he's just going to masturbate, just going to jerk off my friend's back. And what does she say? Well, your friend has a pretty good looking back. And I'm like, whoa!
I'm gonna say something about that because there's talk of that in the other episode I watched as well.
Okay.
And I just find that type of talk in a TV show is unnecessary. I think it's not something that from my own perspective, that's not something I ever want to watch. I don't want to hear about that stuff.
Well, it was quite inappropriate, especially since I think it was said by the father.
No, the mother.
The mother.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
that's worse.
There's like in TV today, everything's open now. Everything is okay. You know, and I think that it never used to be that way. You know, it was for entertainment value, and I think we've gotten so far away from that now that nothing is taboo. It's okay to say this stuff. And I'm not an uptight person at all. This is stuff that I would joke around with my buddies. But when I'm watching TV, that's not, I just don't think I don't think it should be in there. But that's just...
When, here's the... So, we're just getting introduced to these characters. And I have a feeling that these characters are very liberal. And I was shocked. Yes. I laughed.
Yeah.
But I don't think it added anything. But I think it added...
Yeah.
I think... I think...
I agree with you.
I think it does add something because it lets us know who the dichotomy of the mother on how she acts. And I do think towards the ending we might see something scandalous. We might I don't have anything. Nobody say anything in this room. Nobody say anything.
I'm keeping my mouth sealed.
Nobody say anything. But I think that's it's just like Cersei and Jaime Lannister, right?
That's right. It's all shock value.
It's all shock, but I do think it's for a purpose. But since it's the first episode, it's going to be like a slow burn. And I just want to comment on the dialogue here, because I do think the dialogue in this episode was good and was kind of human for a lot of the stuff, right? Like a scene we had, a married couple was worried about, the guy was worrying about his ball cancer.
Yes.
It was really, really funny. And then another couple was worried about the room they were in. And I think that's in reality, because a lot of hotel life, you're gonna have this where one family is gonna be worried about something and one family is gonna be worried about something else, right?
Right.
But I do think that moment where the girl's like, well, your friend has a hot back, I do think that was kind of icky.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Just because of the son was right there. And the daughter was right there. And I don't know what this dichotomy is. And I'm interested in this to a point. But if it goes somewhere extreme for extreme's sake, then I won't be with that.
Right.
I think here's what I think. I think when Game of Thrones tackles this stuff, incest, right? It's incest in Game of Thrones is not incest like people think. It has more depth. It's a commentary on social hierarchies and monarchies and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, it says a lot without saying. People are like, oh, it's incest. It's gross. No.
That's what it was like in Royal
George
family.
R.R. Martin is more smarter, but it's a comment on the system, on the status quo.
Mm-hmm.
That's a commentary. But he can do it because he's a very good writer, right? And he understands the nuance there. I don't think this is what this is going to be. But if it is, I'm kind of out. I will say that right now.
I'm not saying a word.
Yeah.
So...
You know what? It's funny that we're talking about this, okay?
Oh, his mic is down. Wait, hold on.
Is my mic up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here you go.
So it's funny that I've watched this the wrong episode, which is in season 3.
Yeah.
And I
Don't
have to be honest,
tell
this
me.
was-
Don't.
No, I'm not going to tell you what it's about, because there's nothing to tell what it's about, because it was boring and it was about nothing.
Yeah.
And what I'm hearing from you, maybe there was more to this first episode, but this episode, I'm like, okay, they're building the characters, but there was no substance to it whatsoever.
It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn, right? And if you're not used to just like sitting around and getting to know all these characters, you're not going to like it, because it's a slow burn. Like, that's what these shows do. They lull you into a full sense of security, and then they just turn the knob. Right? So...
Yeah, which is not, I'm probably not going to then, because that, to me, is not, I'm not entertained by that.
Yeah.
Well,
that does not entertain me whatsoever, but it is what it is, right?
Right.
Right. And I do know that season 1 was phenomenal. Season 3, when I saw it,
No.
I'm not going to
Please, God.
it wasn't as powerful as the first season.
Okay.
So,
Okay, good.
yeah.
Okay.
So, there's like not a lot to say here, right? We just get introduced to all these characters, all these problems, right? We get to introduce to this lady that has a back issue. There's a great moment where she's getting a massage and they're bonding over tragedy. That was actually a great scene. And she was singing to this girl. This trainee she was pregnant in the representative, the concierge person's office, which is quite funny. And that's the episode entirely. We get some dialogue, we get some people doing different things, but that's essentially what the first episode is about. So my highlight is going to be about that guy who's worrying about his ball cancer. That was actually quite funny, how that was. So my rating for this first episode would be, I give it a 7.5. I'm actually interested in episode 2. I want to see where this goes from here.
Myself,
Yeah, well,
I would give it an 8.
Okay. All right, well, we're not that far. We're not that
Okay,
far.
well, that's good to know. That's very good to know that it's an 8 and it's a 7.5, so it was fairly decent then. Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's good.
Thank you, Roland, for stepping in and helping
Yes.
Tyson.
Never again.
Yes, thank you, Roland. Never again.
All
I
right.
apologize for that, gentlemen. I thank you, Roland, for covering up for me and helping me out. I appreciate that greatly.
You're welcome.
It's funny. I got up early this morning because I'm off of work for the next 2 weeks, and I was like, I got to watch these shows, and I watched them, and it was a failure. So,
So we want to know what you. So that's what we're gonna do next episode, side B. We're gonna just like recap his thoughts on episode 1 of Warrior and episode 1 of White Lotus, and we're gonna get him to give us a score to make it fair. And I'm not gonna punish him for any of that, because that's just the great guy I am. So before we go, guys, we have to do Caveman Growls. So, Roland, let's see if anyone's watching.
There was something that blipped up, but it doesn't show it at the moment. I have
So
a feeling-
Facebook's not again.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
right. Thank you, Facebook. We appreciate you. We know we do. Watch. When we go offline, there's going to be like 500 people watching. And you should just-
I'd like a growl just for my mess up.
All right. So from me to you, Tyson, you got a great big bad caveman.
And
your
son.
And your son, my grandson, gets a great big bad caveman.
Oh, there, he's right beside me, actually.
Oh, I want to talk to him.
Okay.
If you'll let him go on national TV.
Oh, yeah, he can go on. If he wants to talk, he's right here. His name, Nolan is here. Nolan's in the house.
Nolan!
Hi.
Grandson, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Good. So, Nolan, from me to you, you got a great big bad caveman.
And grandson.
Okay. All right. So, guys, that will do it for us until next week. Take care, be safe, be well, and we love you all. 50,000 plus. And may the grandson be with you. Roland, take me home, buddy.